Beats Planet.
Yo, can y'all hear me? What's up, though? It's Vach Lombardi. Doski Woski. The Peaski's implied. It's understood. You know, if there's a Doski Woski, the Peasky Wheesky is like one. Or like just some things are understood. What's up, folks? Pregame. I actually just woke up. Wipe the cold out my eyes. See, just woke up. I had a long 2 nights ago. One night ago and the night before that. Thursday and Friday. And it threw my sleeping schedule off. Like, I'm normally early bird. I'm normally up at like 5 in the morning. But I had 2 wild nights and it kind of, threw my little sleep, man. So, that's the life of, of a YouTuber that ain't got to wake up at 6 in the morning no more. But I'm chilling with y'all. We here. I'm fighting a good fight today. Cowboys ain't even got a game today. I'm a Cowboys fan, that's why I said it. Cowboys ain't even got a game today. But I'm still here to hold it down for y'all and the Doski Woski. And I got a lot of time today. So we're going to get into this chat box, man. So listen, I can interact with the chat box today. I can interact with the phones. Phone is on the screen. Phone is in the description. 515-739-1285, access code 309104. If you want to get in touch with the show, you can call in or you can try to drop a comment in the chat box and assume that I'll look over and catch it. That's how that works. And we basically talking about whatever the hell y'all want to talk about today. You can do week 8 matchups. You can do fantasy football talk. You can tell me about a rifle you just built. You can ask, hey, Vach, what's a good way to break up with my girlfriend? You can, whatever y'all want to do. Whatever y'all want to do until 12 o'clock. I'm basically, I'm chilling with my people while time passes by. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, like I said, 515-739-1285, access code 309104. What's happening? Yeah, Lieutenant Dan trying to jump up in here. He don't even look in the chat box. He just hit me up on the inbox and say, "Yeah, come your ass on. Come your ass on." Dan was trying to do some pick'ems with me, and if anybody know me, I'm so anti-pick'em. Like, I rebuke the idea of pick'ems because don't nobody know what the hell gonna go on in the NFL, man. We don't have answers here. We don't have foresight here. Let me open up my damn Skype while I'm doing this. Flows Infinite is what I meant to say. B-Rob, what up, boy? David Martinez, Kobe Navarre, Saints versus Vikings. Who you got? Saints been playing better. Vikings been playing not like we thought they was going to play. Vikings may come off pissed off today and beat the Saints. Who knows? That's football shit. That's how that goes. Wyatt McElroy was good. Demetrius Lane, Chad. What's up, Chad? It's cooler. Charlie, last name Williams. What's up, man? DJ Mel say we live. B-Rob said, y'all like this man video since we in here. Appreciate you. I need as many likes as we can so I can start competing with the big guys. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting to figure out this YouTube algorithm, and likes in the first 10 hours of the video are very important. DJ Mel says B-Rob is on the promo team. B-Rob is a real one. Eddie Clemens, who is one of my SEAL team members, he know what that means. If you don't know what being a SEAL team member, you ain't no SEAL team member. I just can't be giving away secrets and shit, government secrets and shit like that. Vach, what's G? Half point PPR. Chris Godwin or Larry Fitzgerald? I think Chris Godwin has not only been better than Larry Fitzgerald, but the Bucs offense is more explosive than the Cardinals offense. Plus, Jameis seems to like Chris Godwin a little more than Larry Fitzgerald has been productive anyway. I'm gonna go Chris Godwin. Nick Chubb or Landry? Standard Landry. I mean Chubb. I go Chubb because Chubb he's probably gonna get the touchdown in the end zone. So, how should I send you the film that I said to send you? Tweet a link in my go to my Facebook or something. Go to Vash Lombardi on Facebook and leave me an inbox and I'll check you out on there. Drew Brees or Jameis Winston? Give me the matchups and we'll try again. Ravens at Panthers? At Panthers. Ravens. I say Ravens. But Cam been keeping people in the game this year. Cam been keeping people alive for whatever reason. They've been winning a lot of close games, so go Panthers. Yo, Vach, you think the coach should stick with Marlon Mack or should they trade for it back? I think Marlon Mack is just fine, especially once luck really gets moving. Loading up my Skype for Lieutenant Dan. Lindsey or Diggs in Standard? Diggs been letting me down, man. But Standard, I typically like to go running backs. I go Lindsey over Diggs because Diggs been letting me down. But Diggs is due a big game, though, so don't sleep on Diggs, you know what I'm saying? Because he's due a big game. Diggs ain't had a big game in a while. So we'll see about that. Cousins or Mahomes? Hey, man, don't disrespect me, man. Don't disrespect me, man. Put Pat in your lineup and just quit looking back, man. Just put Pat in your lineup and quit looking back, bro. Breeze versus the Vikings, Winston versus the Bengals. Yeah, I take Breeze. I got enough faith in Breeze against anybody, really. All right, let me check my Skype and shit because Lieutenant Dan up here asked me if I'm put a thing and call Lieutenant Dan. Let me call him. Cut my volume down for this thing. Come blaring up in y'all eardrums and shit, man. Let me cut this thing out, man. What's up, Dan?
What's going on, my man? How you doing?
Man, you ain't gotta act like a fanboy. You can at least let the phone ring 3 times and then pick up. You ain't gotta pick up the phone immediately, Dan.
Whoa.
Yeah, wrong with you. Yeah, wrong with you, Dan.
Whoa.
That's how you talk to him, chat box. That's how you talk to him. What's
I
up?
don't need that disrespect in the morning, man.
It's not morning for you or me, so it's less morning for you than me. So I ain't trying to hit it.
It's morning whenever I wake up, man.
Fair.
It's morning whenever I wake up.
When I ain't got no job, I wake up late now. That's my new shit. Yeah, I don't get up early because I ain't got no job. Some of y'all know, some of y'all didn't, and I just been. Damn, so I went partying with some white people the other day, right there.
Ooh, look at you socializing.
God damn. And then there's this chick I used to work with that I got a crush on or whatever. We went clubbing or whatever, and I almost got her pregnant. Dan. Just the thought. The notion, Dan. I almost thought that girl pregnant. Dan, you ever think somebody pregnant before? Like think in your mind somebody like project a visual brain image and try to, you know what I'm saying, fertilize somebody.
You're scary, man. You like criminal minds, man.
In your mind, Dan. Damn. Shouts out to Ashley though. What's good, John? What Dan? I mean, fuck you want.
Well, did you see this news about Clinton Dix and how apparently it has been confirmed that the Packers are going to be putting Clinton Dix on the trade block. They're looking for some compensation. They don't want to pay him outside of his rookie deal. So right. What do you think? Maybe he goes off to somewhere, or they are able to get a deal by the end of this year or something?
You're not trying to turn this into a Cowboys thing, are you, Dan?
I mean, we can turn this into a Falcons thing real quick, but I know my team doesn't trade, so I mean,
And
that shuts that down real
you
quick.
know what? My team normally doesn't, Dan. It ain't like we just beating people beside the head with trades, but we traded first for Amari Cooper. Now all of a sudden this shit's Madden. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, fam. Nah. We need to keep the few draft picks. We ain't in the business of paying for new people. You know what I'm saying? Like, we'll pay for Cooper because it was a need, and Cooper clearly, fixes a hole that we have, but we got to pay DeMarcus Lawrence. We're gonna have to pay Byron Jones at some point. We haven't decided if Zeke wants some paper yet. I want Tua Tagovailoa, so I don't necessarily think we paying Dak like that because we about to get Tua Tagovailoa. But we may have to franchise him until we get Tua Tagovailoa. You know what I mean? We're gonna have to pay Amari Cooper because we gave up a first round pick for him. So I know we got to pay Amari Cooper. So it's a lot of obligations we got that I ain't necessarily just trying to pay for somebody day one like that.
Yeah, and then also you got to put into the factor as well is that you don't want to bring in a guy and tell the other guys that are starting right now or injured and could be potentially starting that this guy's going to just jump in front of the line and take your spot. It's like a recognition thing too.
He should absolutely do that. Like, I don't mind getting Kayvon Frazier fresh out the paint. Like, he's lucky he's playing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But and then, like, the whole thing, like, how much you trying to pay Clinton Dix, because we're getting solid safety play from our fifth round safety that we ain't really paying. You know what I mean? So I ain't trying to pick up Clinton Dix and pay him to give us similar safety. Like, Clinton Dix ain't lighting the league on fire. He's just a name from Alabama. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, he has 3 interceptions this year and a sack and a whole spew of other stats that really are just what safety should be doing. But it's like, take it from my perspective, it's like we've got Keanu Neal. He's on injury reserve. He'll be coming back next year. We don't know what condition, but usually these ACL injuries aren't as bad as they were back in the day. Mm-hmm. And we're not going to pay Clinton Dix on top of potentially paying Deion Jones and Keanu Neal for their respective positions. And then where are you playing Clinton Dix if you do pay him? You're just not putting him in front of a guy like that, who was giving you solid safety play. Yeah. And now I know it's not the greatest thing in the world for Atlanta right now with what they've got in Neesman and DeMonte Casey, but you don't just slot a guy in front of another guy and be like, well, you're here for what are we, week 8 now? You're here for another, 6, 7 weeks, 8 weeks total. And then you're going to be hitting the trade market. We gave up picks and players and cap room for you to come in here and play a couple of games. It's just
there's this
doesn't really make sense.
There's also this funny notion that Green Bay is selling him as a free safety as well, and yo fam, don't try to disrespect me like that. Trying to sell Clinton Dix as a damn free. He is a strong safety, fam. Don't even try to play with my intelligence like that, dog. Like he can play both, like he Derwin James or something. So it'd be nice to have that guy. But come on, fam. No, I'm not trying to pay money for Clinton Dix. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and look, man, like I don't even want to fall into the trap of we'll take a 5 for him or you know what I'm saying? Because
isn't that the automatic answer now? Is like we'll trade a 5.
Yeah,
for a starter caliber at this point. Like that's the 2018 trend is like, oh, we'll give you a 5. Well, that's fine. We'll get Michael Bennett. You give me a 5.
Look, Cowboys fans was mad as hell because we didn't get Harrison from the Giants or whatever. But Harrison making like what $12 million or something. Let me look that up. How much money Snacks Harrison make? It's not really $12 million, but it's too much for a one tech. Let me see. Snacks.
Well, on top of that, you got to think about like the teams in the league right now that are literally dumpster fires. They're giving like players away for nothing.
Yeah.
Like the Giants right now are giving away players and said that any and every player for the right price is available. That's the same thing with the Raiders, even though Gruden's saying, oh no, we're done trading some people. Carl Joseph's still on the table. They've got several guys that are still on the table, and they would not mind releasing guys and getting some contracts off because he's building a brand new franchise for Vegas, basically.
I think,
and he made a trash move in the beginning of the year, not paying Khalil Mack and somehow finagling some room to keep that man. Like, what are you doing there?
This man making This man making $9 million a year. Good. What was I about to say, Dan? What was you just saying? Say what you was just.
I was just saying, you're looking at the teams in the league right now who are dumpster fires, who are letting
Giants,
people go
Giants,
and are
got
getting
you.
these 5th round picks, these
Got you.
4th round picks, and so on and so forth. And you're starting to wonder if these teams are giving away these players.
Right.
What are the good teams in the league, or even the average teams in the league, willing to sacrifice really to potentially only get a 1-year player? Because a lot of these players that these teams are getting rid of, like the Packers and the Raiders and the Giants, and I see a couple other teams making some moves here or there. They're getting rid of these guys, and you've got what? You've got a whole handful of people that would actually be willing to take these guys, but they would only be with the team for this year, and then they'd be hitting free agency anyway.
Mm-hmm. I think the Giants are brilliant in a way that, no, Tyrone, I won't take Carl Joseph for a 5th round pick. I think the Giants are brilliant in a way that we all said they should draft a quarterback, because when you're sorry, you should go ahead and get your quarterback for the future so you ain't got to be sorry no more. I think the Giants anticipated them being sorry for 3 years now. You know what I'm saying? So they said, you know what? We're going to skip the quarterback and get Saquon Barkley. Then next year, we're going to skip the quarterback and we're going to get Ed Oliver or Nick Bosa or whatever. Then next year, they're going to suck again. That's when they get Justin Herbert or Jake Fromm, or they're not going to get Tua Tagovailoa because Dallas going to get him. But that's when they're going to get their quarterback. And it's brilliant. It's brilliant.
Looking around the league and then looking back at the Giants, are there any teams that are in a similar boat? Not completely the same situation, but there are other teams that are in the similar boat.
Oakland.
As the Giants.
Oakland. And
I think actually there is a team that we're not talking about that's in a similar boat, that's playing a game right as we speak, or that game should be ending, is the Jags.
I tell you what, Dan, when good old Vash Lombardi said a couple years ago, should the Jags just trade the farm for a guy like Andrew Luck? Oh, Vash, you're crazy. Oh, no, we good with Blake. Can you believe the Jags fans actually had the gumption to try to sell the fact to me that Blake is fine, we don't need Fournette, Blake is playing better without Fournette?
That was the major call from UCF Jaguar. That was, if we can survive another year or two with Blake Bortles, we'll be okay because we'll have built this defense and build an offense around Blake Bortles. Now that opinion is completely soured with UCF Jaguar, and he's like, no, this guy needs to go. Like, this guy needs to be out.
Look, I don't care what you did in the playoffs against Tom Brady, fam. We need to get not Church. I said Bradley. I'm thinking Barry Church. We need to get Blake Bortles up out the paint, fam. Like, who thought this was a good idea? Whose idea was this? You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of,
because even if you don't trade the farm to get Andrew Luck, trade the farm to go get freaking Sam Darnold or Baker Mayfield. Because watch this. Because you would be giving up Taven Bryan and Ronnie Harrison to move up to get Baker Mayfield or Sam Darnold. See what I'm saying? You'll take that. You'll lose Ronnie Harrison and Baker Mayfield and some guy next year in the draft that's not really stacked to go get your quarterback for the future, to play with Fournette, well, to play with T.J. Yeldon, really, but to play with Fournette and Yeldon and Jamal Charles and that damn
Carlos
defense
Hyde.
and Carlos Hyde and that damn defense, man. Like, but no, y'all don't want to listen to crazy old Vach, boy. Y'all don't want to listen. Hey, Miss Sheila, but y'all don't want to listen to crazy old Vach. It's all good. Mm-hmm.
The Jags have just got the ball back, and they are walking it down the field in a 24-18 game right now with Philly in the lead. And Blake Bortles is 23 of 35 for 278 and a touchdown, no interceptions.
Oh.
And if they were to go down and score,
let me pull up Reddit, because nothing would make my teeth whiter than saying the Eagles lost today. Every time I say it, my teeth just keep getting white. In London. That's basically a home game for them.
It's true.
Let's go Reddit. NFL
Also, news just broken. Browns are opening trade talks for Tyrod Taylor.
Well, I thought you were about to say that they about to trade Ty Haley because I saw the report that they were trying to get rid of Ty Haley, and I was like, "How the fuck you gonna trade Ty Haley?"
They said that if there is any more losses or any more disorganization within their front office, that Haley is gone. That apparently that slate is clean.
How does that
Guess
make
what,
sense,
ladies
though?
and gentlemen? Next week, the Falcons play against the Browns.
But Dan, how does that make sense though? How is the organization of the whole team on Todd Haley and not on Hugh Jackson?
Because they're playing baseball and football. They're playing baseball and football. They're going by analytics and they're going by unique next gen stats. That's the way that their organization's working out. They're building it like a football team. Like, okay, we need to build an offensive line, then we need to get a quarterback, we need to build the trenches, and then we need to go. No, they're just taking next gen guys that work for their stats, their organization's idea of structure, and building upon that. And look, man, I'm not saying that they're wrong to build that way. It's a unique way to build it, but it's a very disorganized way of building it because you're putting a lot of pressure on your head coach, who has been with this team for 2 years, maybe.
Blake Bortles had this damn smash route so wide open, but he checked it down to TJ Yeldon. He just had this smash wide open, this damn corner wide open, but he threw the wrong read. He threw that bitch TJ. I ain't talking shit because Dak does that shit a bunch too, and that pisses me out too. But we ain't talking about Dak today. We talking about Blake Bortles. Beat those Eagles, Blake. Get this first down, Blake. Run, Blake. Run, Blake. There you go, Blake. Oh, shit.
I will say this much. Speaking of I wouldn't put him in the same bracket, but I would say that he's in a particular similar situation is Carr right now. I wonder what the Raiders are thinking about because I think, and this is just my opinion based on
Blake
Blake
just missed that dig wide open, fam, just to run the football. I thought Blake ran because the run was open. He missed the shit out that dig.
He threw an incompletion just a second ago. I might be ahead of you just a little bit, but he just threw a deep incompletion.
Yeah.
To Moncrief.
So yeah, you're watching TV. I'm watching the bootleg Reddit.
No, I just got the ESPN app up, and I'm watching play by play. So we might be only a few seconds.
Okay, because I'm watching the bootleg Reddit stream.
Yeah.
I cancel my.
We don't talk about that.
I cancel my. We don't talk about Fight Club around here. Okay, yeah, and there's your Mr. Moncrief. So yeah, Dan, don't spoil it for me because I really want the Jags to beat the shot at the Eagles and Dan, what you think about this Amari Cooper deal, man? What you because let me give you my thoughts first. Let me give you my thoughts first, and then you can just tally off mine. Because I think Cowboys fans just kind of forgot that dude was like talented, and talent just don't really go away like that. And my whole notion to try to talk Cowboys fans off of this bridge is that when y'all quit betting passes, to talk Cowboys fans off of a bridge is that when Derek Carr was good, Amari Cooper was good, But when all of a sudden Derek Carr became trash, as he just started missing people. Now Cooper does have his drops, but that doesn't take away from the fact that Derek Carr is trash. I think when he comes into Dallas, I think Cooper will, he ain't got to have the biggest impact. I think his presence will set the wheels in motion, so to speak. Another 4th and 2. What you got, Blake? Bust ass on Eagles, boy. You gonna run again? You want to because you don't want to throw it. Ah, shit. Look at Blake out here stinking up the party. Blake out here.
I am ahead of you, and I'm like, GG.
Blake out here just. UCF Jaguar, where you at, fam? You could have ran that shit with Fournette right there, but whatever. So yeah, man, I think damn Blake missed that. Damn, missed that out route wide open. God damn, Aaron Rodgers wouldn't have missed that. That dude was just draped on that dude back, man. Damn, Blake going bald.
I think there's
fam.
about 20 quarterbacks that probably would have hit that route without even thinking about it.
Hey man, we're not
without even thinking about it. There were probably about 20 quarterbacks that would have been like, "Oh, come on, man. Just put it right where it needs to be."
Come on, man. We're not gonna do this, man. We're not gonna do this. Luckily, Jags got a defense. Luckily, Jags got a defense, two timeouts, and a 2-minute warning. But yeah, man, what you think about this Cooper deal, man?
You know, Amari, you're right. Amari Cooper is talented, and you are correct that I think a lot of people have forgotten that he's talented because was on the Raiders, and the Raiders offensive line and Carr himself just kind of took a huge step back, a massive step back. Mm-hmm. It's not a great situation, to be honest, for Amari Cooper when he was with the Raiders at the time. But I think you guys are insane for giving them a first-round pick. I mean, I truly do believe that you guys are absolutely mad. Now, if it works out, you guys are geniuses, right?
Yeah,
I mean, a move like that is a genius move. Yeah. If you trade a first-round pick, all of a sudden you start winning games. Amari Cooper's lighting up the league. Yeah. That's fine, right?
Yeah.
But if Amari Cooper is having some nagging injuries, and I'm just setting a scene here. I'm not saying that this is the truth, but I'm saying if nagging injuries persist and Amari Cooper's dropping balls and Dak can't get him, he can't get him open. He can't get him in place. He can't throw him open. Nothing. Then Amari Cooper, you guys just gave a first-round pick to a guy that is literally Des Bryant 2.0.
Nah, fam, you way better than this.
And I know you're going to disagree with that, but that's the worst case scenario.
Motherfucking Amari.
That's not reality. The reality of the situation is that Amari Cooper is incredibly talented, and that he can do a lot of great things for your organization. He can. He was in a bad situation. I just think you gave up too much compensation for this.
Goddamn Amari Cooper.
But I think maybe the only way that the Raiders were going to trade him out.
Amari Cooper.
That was the only way that the Raiders were going to trade him out. So
he ran a goddamn 4.43 at the combine and a goddamn 4.39.
You asked for my opinion, man.
At his pro day.
Yeah,
I did. I shouldn't be grumbling at you. You're absolutely right. I asked your opinion, but the way I see it though, fam, I had like 6 points I was gonna hit you with, but Blake then just left me so disgruntled. Blake Brothers. My whole thing though, fam. And I swear you made me forget. So I was watching film on Oakland, right? And Oakland did when teams this boy just ran all over Jacksonville for that first down. Boy, it's over with. How y'all let Smallwood run y'all over for the first down? Let a cat named Smallwood run you over for the first down. Anyway, what was I saying? So when I was watching film on Oakland or whatever, Cooper was the only offensive weapon on the team, you know. And you know that if you're going against defense coordinators, you only got one offensive weapon on the team, then we could just do that to just take you out the game. Now, once upon a time, they had two receivers. When they had two receivers, you know, then Cooper ate well. But when Derek Carr went to trash and Crabtree got up out the paint, it became a lot harder for Cooper to get open by himself with the, double teams and all that type of shit and the bracket coverage and all that. But there are three threats on the Cowboys offense now. Ezekiel Elliott, Amari Cooper, and people scoff at this, but Cole Beasley is a goddamn threat if you want to count for him, So I think those three,
I dig that.
So I think those three combinations of guys will help each other get each other open. You know what I mean? You could try to bracket Bees with this linebacker, but you're gonna have to account for Zeke. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna super account for Zeke, then you're gonna have to run a guy. Your linebackers are gonna miss a spot with Bees or whatever. If you're gonna take a guy out of the box to cover Cooper, then like I said, you miss something with Zeke again. But if you stack guys up in the box to cut out Zeke and Bees, which is the first thing everybody's gonna do. They're gonna take Bees and Zeke out the game, and we're gonna have to prove that we can get the ball to Cooper in one-on-one coverage. We're gonna have to get the ball to Cooper in one-on-one coverage to make this thing work. And I think largely for the most part, Amari Cooper with his quickness, route running, and speed, I think he can beat one-on-one coverage. So we'll see, man. We just got to see all this shit come together. But I totally agree in the way that we gave up a first-round pick, and that kind of makes me sick. It makes me dead-ass sick. But this is how I kind of rationalize it, Dan, if you'll just listen to me and not judge me for a minute. How I rationalize it is the biggest need the Cowboys have is wide receiver. Next year is going to be quarterback because I want Tua Tagovailoa. But this year is absolutely wide receiver. So if you look at the draft and say, what wide receiver can we possibly come up with and leave with in this draft? It'll be A.J. Brown, the kid from Ole Miss. It'll be N'Keal Harry, the kid from Arizona State. One of those kids, right? Neither one of those guys are better than Amari Cooper. Neither one of those guys are going to be day one better than Amari Cooper. And here's another caveat to this whole thing, right? What if both those wide receivers are before your projected draft space? Like if the Cowboys finish like 8-8, 7-9, 9-7, or something like that, then they'll be drafting like what, 15 or something? 14, maybe 16? And what if those guys are projected to be like 9, 10, 11, 12 guys, right? Then you'll have to trade up. So now you're giving away a first-round pick and another pick to go up and get one of these guys that are not going to be better than Amari Cooper. And don't get me wrong, Dan. I hate that we gave up a first for him, but this is me rationalizing. You know what I mean? So the Cowboys say, okay, we might as well give up this first-round pick for a wide receiver that's better than them, that's day one better than them, that his ceiling is higher than theirs. We only give it up a first-round pick and nothing else. We're going to have to pay him, but the motherfucker 24 years old. He's only 6 months older than Calvin Ridley. Now, sure, I've been hearing people throw that stat around. Yes, Amari Cooper's young, but Calvin Ridley's old. Let's not act like Calvin Ridley wasn't an old prospect coming out of this thing. You know what I mean? So, sure, we get a young wide receiver. We're going to have to pay for him, but whatever. But he steps in and he gets to be productive day one, opposed to getting A.J. Brown and him really showing his true talents till year 2 or 3. You know what I'm saying? So.
I get what you're saying, and I get where you're coming from, so I definitely don't disagree with it. I think the only, I guess, caveat or one issue that I have with it is that this is the age-old discussion or debate that pick your poison type of deal, and trying to rationalize that by saying pick your poison will work when it all starts with the offensive line and Dak Prescott.
Yes, sir.
And if they can't get the ball out or the pressure is too much for that line, and they can't get down the field, if they dare you by going man-to-man with everybody, and they're good at that, their defenses are good at that against what you're trying to tell them to do, which is pick your poison, then you're still going to struggle. And, I mean, I try to rationalize it with the Calvin Ridley pick. That's obviously been a difference maker here in Atlanta. Sure. But using a first-round draft pick on an offensive player is usually a major gamble. It's not as much as a gamble on the defensive side of the ball, because those guys get time to develop, and you probably already have somebody in front of them. And if they do start, they're most likely going to be an impact kind of guy. It's
a lot less nuance on defense. Mostly you could just play defense, play hard, and be good. I mean, offense, shit gets intricate. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And so I guess the only thing that I would say is that the old tried and true discussion and debate about pick your poison, don't fall into that trap and sip that Kool-Aid too much to rationalize Amari Cooper. Just sit back and watch the man and see what he can do. If he struggles and you can go from thing to thing to start blaming why he's struggling, then you've already fallen for the trap.
I tell you what, Dan, the only reason I'm actually rationalizing it is because I happen to be a YouTuber and I get a lot of views as of late for rationalizing it. You know what I'm saying? Because you know me, I'm normally sit back, put my thumb on my jawbone, put my index finger around my chin, look up in the air and think guy before I say shit. You know what I mean? But Amari Cooper's one of those buzzwords that, you know, generates a lot of views, so I had to jump out and put some content out for the people, Dan. You know me. I had to do that. But you said it. You know what I mean? You pretty much sum this shit up, smooth as Tennessee whiskey when you first said it, fam. If it works out, we're geniuses. Oh, the Cowboys spent the first round pick, sure, but that's a first round pick for their identity. They made a playoff run with that first round pick. Would you sacrifice a first round pick for a playoff run? Hell yeah. So that's one side of it. But if it don't work out, Jerry Jones back. Boy, that Jerry Jones era is back, boy. You see him gambling, them idiots over there in Dallas. So, you know what I'm saying? That's just how that works. But, hey, man,
real quick,
we'll see.
The Raiders have announced that Bruce Irvin is on the table. He is trade bait and that he is movable. So him and Carl Joseph are now tradable for the Raiders, and Clinton Dix is tradable for the Packers.
So, Dan, let me ask your opinion. Is John Gruden a genius, or is he a whole piece of shit out here?
Well, I think that he's trying to build an identity with this team that is his own. He's getting rid of a lot of the guys that he didn't draft, he didn't bring in. That is a double-edged sword by doing so. I think that's kind of being what you just said, like kind of hoe-ass. You're not utilizing the talent that you already have on your team, You've got a lot of talented guys. Why are you not trying to make it work? When Dan Quinn came into Atlanta, because I could really only kind of rationalize things by looking at what my team has done and then kind of identifying similarities with other teams. Mm-hmm. When Dan Quinn came to Atlanta, he had a whole herd of Mike Smith guys previously from the previous regime, 2014 all the way to 2008. And he kept only a handful of those guys with him to see if they would still work out and what his system and requirements of his system asked of them. And a lot of those guys faded and didn't work out. But there was a handful of them that did. I see John Gruden trying to do that same exact thing. Yeah. What it does is really waste an entire season or two if you can hit a lightning bolt in season 2 or 3.
Yeah.
It wastes 2 seasons. You're going to waste this season. You're going to waste next season when you're in Vegas. And you're most likely going to be a middling team in year 3 of this build. And you only got a 5-year contract worth what, Vach? What's that contract for Gruden worth? $100 million?
Yes, sir.
So man.
I actually saw Raiders fans go, hey, man, can we just cut this dude and pay him his $90 million and get this shit? I'm saying, bro, that shit guaranteed, though, bro.
But you understand what I'm saying? It's like you want to bring in your guys. But you need to work with the guys that you have. If you're willing, and I think we said it in Dallas. If you look at the Raiders draft backwards, it's one of the most amazing drafts in the entire world.
Sure.
If you look at the way that John Gruden is drafting, he is drafting for his guys. But he's drafting for what he wants to do, his identity.
But John can't really draft, though. He's not great at it.
Yeah, his drafts are always backwards. So I mean, if you want to look at a John Gruden draft, go look at his Bucs drafts. Go look at his drafts when he was with the Raiders at one point. Go look at this most previous draft that he was with the Raiders. They're not great. I mean, they got some steals. They got a couple of guys that are really good, talented, but it wasn't until later in the draft when they actually got some of those guys. So their first round pick, second round pick, third round pick, arguably not great.
So I'm hearing from some Raiders fans that Maurice Hurst was like trash or whatever. When Vach and Lieutenant Dan break down this film and we call him a sometimes player, and PFF call him the best damn player in the draft. I mean, but whatever. I'll let y'all go ahead. Go ahead, Dan. I'll just listen to you. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, I'm also justified in saying that Harrison Phillips is lighting up at his position as well, and people were saying that Harrison Phillips is, a day 3 kind of guy that's not worth a draft pick. That he's slow at times. Apparently, what he's doing with his team right now is spectacular work. He's shutting down things. He's got tackles for loss. I think he even has a sack on the year.
That boy had 90 tackles from the one tech position. Nobody does that. Nobody does that, bro.
You got to identify the trends that are happening with a player, and a lot of people don't want to put that work in to actually identify those guys. They just want to look at the tape and go, he missed a tackle there. He got bowled over there. He had a situation where he could have done da-da-da, boom, 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 and could have been more successful. That's great and fine and dandy, but the whole body of work is what you're looking at. Not only, the cupcake games, but also looking at, top 10 teams in the FBS if they played them, top 25 or their own divisions competition or conference competition. You're looking at these players for what they're worth. Taven Bryan right now, Mo Hurst, Harrison Phillips, Dedrick Sanat. I mean, I can go down the list of guys that we were talking about coming out of this past draft.
Sanat nasty, though, Dan.
Sanat's a baller. Sanat's so much of a baller that he's already taken the number 2 spot on the team as a defensive tackle. He is behind Grady Jarrett. That's where he is.
Nasty, bro. Yo, Dan, so...
I think on any other team, too, that Sanat would probably be a starter somewhere else as well.
So, Dan, my man's here, Steven Benzik, came through and made it rain on my damn live stream a couple days ago. You know how you want to walk up in a live stream and just talk about what the hell you want to talk about because it's your show. Like if you look at the name on this damn button, it says Vach Lombardi. You think it's your show, and then Benzik walks in and says, "I want a Khalil Mack film session," but my dumb ass like, "Nah, fam, it's my show," and he just dropped $120 worth of donations in the damn chat box, starting this damn Make It Rain fest with all the other cats, and now they want to match Steven Benzik making it rain and shit. Dan, what you think I did? You think I watched Khalil Mack, or did I not watch Khalil Mack after he made it rain in my chat box?
You obviously went to your viewers, made a critical decision, and decided, you know what? It may be my name on this show, but it's y'all that run this show, so... Dan, look, if you go find the video, it's actually 2 videos ago. You can look at it and say, hey, we started off talking about draft, but we ended up watching film on Khalil Mack. That's the title of the video. So, huge blow for the Eagles. They just lost their left tackle with an ACL tear.
Yeah, Lane Johnson. Yeah, I saw.
That team's falling apart, my dude.
I saw, man. And you know what? Like I kind of want Lane Johnson to be there because when we do beat the shit out the Eagles, I don't like for people to say, "Oh, Lane Johnson's hurt." I don't want shit. Plus, I don't like people getting hurt. But yeah, man, people are just kind of falling off that team, man. Sad to see it.
Mm-hmm.
But what's up? So me and you playing in fantasy today, Daniel?
Man, I'm not paying attention right now, man.
Okay, Dan, look.
I'm not going to be honest with you.
Okay, Dan, look. Me neither.
I got Yahoo Paid League that I'm playing in right now for money.
Okay. You know, Dan.
And I'm at the very top of my league right now. I'm number 1.
Dan, so. I wasn't paying attention either, but I didn't want to sound like a whole piece of shit out here. I wasn't paying attention. But I do try every week though. I just don't try. I don't put in as much time as I do with these other leagues that are you know that I'm gambling paid leagues or whatever. These paid leagues, but yeah, I'm playing Dan today. So if I beat him, I'm gonna come on here and brag about how I beat the shit out of him. So
yeah, and I think I haven't moved a player since week 1. I'm not even paying attention to the ESPN league.
It's your fucking league.
If he beats
man.
me, then it's like way to go, man. But if I somehow beat Vach today, I'm gonna laugh my ass off.
No, Dan, because I wasn't paying attention, Dan. You ain't come on, Dan. You ain't got. Come on, Dan. Come on, Daniel. Come on, man. Don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do that.
What do you have you looked at any tape of anybody recently? Have you been looking at any college tape? Are you gonna wait off for another month or two? Because I already started looking at a couple of guys.
I'll probably wait till November, man. I took a look at Montez Sweat, because I'm a Mississippi
That's a
guy.
bad man.
Mississippi guy by trade, but I haven't gotten into any full assessment of him. So, question: does cut up corner not exist anymore, or does he?
So, cut up corner, from what I understand, got bought up by someone else who now hoards the stats in the film, and you have like a big old paywall in front of that. That's my understanding of it. But there are a lot of other smaller guys that are still cutting up the tape, but they're all part of this little coalition right now. I'm actually in their group on Twitter, along with like Prospect Central 101 and a bunch of other guys. That all they do is cut up film and they post it. So they've been doing a really good job of keeping very close tabs on all of the film.
So is that YouTube or is that like another site?
That's YouTube.
Cause I ain't been finding the shit that I'm looking for on YouTube. Well,
I can give you the link to the whole setup and everything.
Yeah, please text that to me. Yeah, later. Yeah, just at some point after we hang up on this thing. You say cut up corner was bought out by a Russian monopolizer that did what to stats? What
so the Illuminati they decided that.
Hey Dan, look, that's exactly what happened. The damn film Illuminati didn't pull cut up corner. But go ahead, I'm listening to you. Go ahead.
No. So some outside forces decided that cut up corner. Well, internally, cut up corner was like we can't pay anybody.
Sure, that's
number one.
Sure.
When we do these things, ladies and gents who are listening in the chat and watching this show, definitely hit that like button, hit that sub button, comment in the comment section, share this content out to your friends and family. For Vach and myself, Deuce Wyndham and others. But when we do this kind of stuff, ladies and gents, we need to be paid, but we're not out here like forcing anyone to pay for our content, because why would we do that?
Right.
Why?
Right.
When we become just the thing that we hate the most, which is a paywall. Right. We hate paywalls.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's right.
We pay our own good money, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, to go get the film breakdowns and what we need to be able to send you this tape.
Game Pass ain't free.
It ain't free. Some of us team up together to be able to do it, and so on and so forth, because we're broke. we don't have a lot of money. You guys support us being able to do this not only on Patreon but also the chat and through other sources.
You know, if Game Pass was free, everybody would have it.
If Game Pass was free, you'd see 200 different channels doing what we're doing right now and trying to put all this stuff out. The NFL would come down with one of the biggest hammers of all time, smash us. I think because, and not to get off topic, but I think because Brett Coleman formerly worked for an NFL team or was a broadcaster,
that's why he gets
and he uses that tape. Yeah. I don't think the NFL has really come in here to do anything about it, to be honest.
Right.
But that's a little off topic anyway. The real point is that the guys at Cut Up Corner couldn't pay their guys. And those guys that couldn't get paid are just like us. We're the ones cutting up the tape and doing whatnot. Ultimately, we want to make this into a job. So they couldn't pay them, so they started running ads on their sites. Well, they needed a bigger website to be able to run ads, so they started to change the website. That's when we, I think, got to that paywall situation, which was like $2 a month. You get to see all of the film. Yeah. Then a company bought out their site and put up this mega paywall on it and eventually just shut it down completely. Yeah. So yeah, that's where you're sitting right now. Yeah. That's where you're sitting with these guys. Now there are others that are still doing the job, doing the good fight and working it. But those people, of course, can only put out so much film. There's about 8 of them together working on film and contacting each other and keeping up this big spreadsheet and whatnot. But that's all they got right now.
You know something wild, Dan, that, I'm about to talk my shit and be like grandiose Vosh for a minute, man. But nobody was breaking down this film shit at first. You know what I mean? Now the big networks are breaking down film now. Now there are these small branch channels that are breaking down film now. And it wasn't always the popular thing, man. I think me and Brett started this thing around the same time, kind of, sort of. And I think Waldman was doing the shit, but like not on YouTube or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And now all of a sudden it's mere. I just Googled some shit, right? And I ain't even going like, because I don't know who this is. But apparently, it's like a whole website dedicated to just, hey, we do film breakdowns. We break down film, y'all, on our website. That's wild to me, fam. When this shit like wasn't cool to do at some point, now it's like cool to do. You know what I'm saying? That's wild. Yeah,
I completely understand where you're coming from.
That's wild.
When we started doing the NFL film breakdowns while doing the college film breakdowns. and doing our talk show.
Yeah.
Like just having shows like this or doing a podcast or things of that nature. We really separated ourselves from the Brett Colemans of the world and, the boiler room confessionals and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
By doing these live shows and being able to interact with our audiences and have fun with the people that actually give a damn about the person that's actually breaking down the film. Brett Coleman actually really separated himself and made an identity versus whatever his name is with the boiler room confessionals and the college film.
Yeah,
he really diverted himself. Yourself, Deuce, myself, in different levels and different variations, have all kind of separated ourselves, whether it be into segregated, kind of groups. Like you got the Cowboys support. Law has Cowboys support. Deuce has guys going to Twitch now, and they support the Saints over there. I got the Falcons support over at my place. UCF Jaguars got all kinds of fans supporting him. Yeah. Brett Coleman's got hundreds of thousands of people following his channel because he breaks down multiple different types of players and points of interest. But a lot of these guys that do this don't do like we're doing, where we interact with our fans and we interact with, whether you call them, Vach's Peeps or you call them the Grounders for unintentional grounding, or you call them, Deuce Wyndham's Saints Horde or whatever he calls his guys.
Does Deuce really call them Saints Horde?
No, I have no idea what he calls them. I'm just hating on the Saints.
I was about to roast the shit out of Deuce, man. Don't just say stuff irresponsibly like that for me to risk me and Deuce friendship because you want to be out of control, dog. Come on, man.
But you get what I'm saying. Like we decided that, what's more important? The numbers are important. The money's important. The putting out quality is important. But knowing who we're talking to and creating these relationships with our fans and the people that support us, it's more important than just putting out, oh, here's another film breakdown just because, I thought this was exciting. That's why I haven't done any film breakdowns over the week because it's our bye week. People need a rest.
Yeah.
I decided no film breakdowns for this week. I got things in life to do and people need a rest for the week. Sure. Build up the anticipation. Falcons football's next week. Sure. We play against the Browns.
Oh shit!
I'll have more film breakdowns coming. So it's just like kind of where we are right now as a group. I love the community that I'm in with you and Deuce and UCF Jaguar and Law Nation, all these guys that break down film and do live streams because we're really a community. We actually talk to each other. We actually bounce ideas off of each other. And we have an awesome community that actually gives a shit. Yeah.
At some point we're gonna put all our heads together and do a nasty little round table about something. You know what I mean? Figure it out. Do a little meet and greet at some point. Me and Dan going to Tennessee. I don't know if Dalton is going to Tennessee, but we'll figure it out. We'll cross that road whenever we get there. But we can't make people want to make an Avengers. You know what I mean? They're always going to be the outcasts that are going to do their own thing, and that's cool. I'm not going to knock nobody for doing their own thing, but every YouTube community, has coalitions. They all get together and grow together. And that's how you grow. You put your collective bases together. You make appearances. You cameo. You show love. That's why I'll pop up on Dan's chat box every now and then just to say what's up. Pop in Deuce chat box every now and then and say what's up. Dalton be surprised when I drop in his chat box like I'm a celebrity or some shit. I ain't shit. But we all grow better when we work together. So those that choose not to work with us, it's cool. They have the option to do so. But when we catch you, boy, when we catch you, I always go back to philosophers. There's a modern day philosopher, Aubrey Graham. He says the bandwagon is full, but you can try to run behind it. The bandwagon is full, but you can try to run behind it. That's how I feel, Dan. Once upon a time I was in this game, I thought I wasn't going to catch these people. I thought it was impossible to catch these people. Let me move this out the way. Let me open up this so I can start my messy shit so I can talk my grandiose vouch for a minute. Let me click and see what my man's sub count is. Let's go. Hold on, Dan. This won't be a second. This won't be but a second. Because at first, all these cats was blowing me out. I'd pass him up. God damn, boy. I'd pass that boy. I'd lapped him a few times. Let's get him out of here. Scram, fam. Holla at you. I got you smooth up out the paint. I feel like he had more. Let me mute OBS so I can talk to Dan. Y'all, give me like 30 seconds. Back up to the people now. Okay, Dan beat the shit out that dude. So we got you off the chopping block. Let me check this other cat out. Let me see if we're gonna catch him.
I'm gonna say this, that the support, whether it be coming from this channel and the people here, or just Falcons fans that people know, or whatnot, and my channel growing right now, I am on the tail of some of the names, the quote-unquote names in this industry. I'm on the tail of them right now. And within the collective group between myself and Vach and UCF Jaguar, Deuce, and Law, I'm like at the tail end of sub count when we're talking about like everyone as a whole, if we're like doing an average. But I'm right there.
Ooh, boy.
and I'm about to actually surpass a couple people. So...
And I ain't that far from this damn good production robot sounding motherfucker here. I'm gonna catch his ass too. Fuck out of here, boy. Boy, used to blow me out the water, fam. Shit's close now, huh? Shit's getting a little close.
I actually just looked on YouTube maybe, I want to say 2 weeks ago or something like that. And things have changed just a little bit since then. Yeah. But I'm the second most sub to Falcons film
Talk your shit,
channel on YouTube.
Talk your shit.
And the number one is the official Falcons YouTube channel.
Oh, wait, shit. Yo, Dan, you're not going to catch them. You're not going to catch them. Fuck you,
and now, look, the official Falcons YouTube channel has like 100-something thousand or 200-something thousand subscribers.
Oh, you catch them.
But, and mine only has, almost 3K. But I'm just letting everybody know that if you go over and sub my channel, we're literally on the cusp of just being like, well, people have to pay attention now. People will have to pay attention.
I tell you what, Dan, you at 3K, but I remember like 2017 October, you was at like what, 400?
Less. Probably less.
You was at like 600 and you was losing your goddamn mind. You was like, Vach, I got 600, and I was like, yeah, keep going, shit. You know what I'm saying?
Just to let everybody in the chat know that's still watching. When I posted my first couple videos on Reddit, Falcons Reddit, and my subs jumped from like, oh, Vach, what happened? Like somewhere around like 500 to like,
something like that,
almost 1K. I absolutely lost my goddamn mind.
Vach!
Because when that
Vach! Look at this.
First 800 subs.
You look at this, Vach.
That first 800 subs is like, there's not a lot of channels that just do that, There's not a lot of channels to just do that. That's an accomplishment in a fucking half. Yeah. So, like that's I tell my people all the time. I don't know if you even tell people this or even care, but I said if I could get almost 3K of you in like a convention, and I could take 5 minutes of my time for a week to meet and greet with all of y'all and talk Falcons football, I goddamn do it.
We'll do it. We'll find.
I goddamn do it in a heartbeat.
We'll find some damn conference room, convention center, or something. We'll set the meet and greets up. We'll shake hands and sip coffee with you all day on everything.
Here's some news, Vach.
What's up, fam?
Jay Glazer reporting on Fox NFL Sunday that the 49ers have Pierre Garçon, the Packers have Clinton Dix, the Broncos Demaryius Thomas, the Giants cornerback Janoris Jenkins, and the Raiders defensive end linebacker Bruce Irvin are among the players on the trade block as of this morning.
Watch these silly-ass Cowboys fan. Vach, you think we can give up a fifth for Janoris Jenkins?
And Glazer reports that the Jets, the Rams, and the Packers are in the market right now for pass rushers, and they have been calling teams about Jadeveon Clowney, Dante Fowler Jr., Leonard Floyd.
I give you all my picks for Jadeveon Clowney, though. I give you Amari Cooper and
also
some other shit.
As of this morning, teams have been reportedly calling the Giants, who have had some decent offers for Odell Beckham Jr. And the Patriots this morning are in the market for a premium wide receiver and are offering up high draft picks to get one.
Man, y'all better not put Odell and freaking Josh Gordon on the same team with Tom Brady his last 3 years, man. Please. Please.
You know the Giants wouldn't make that trade. You know the Giants wouldn't. Not with the history that they have. And maybe it's different for the fans and the organization because the organization's like, well, you know, it's just two markets. We're making a trade deal. But the fans definitely would not accept a trade from the Giants to New England.
Holy shit, man. Hey, man, trade deadline going to be lit. What's the actual date? That's like the 30th or something? The 30th?
Let me check.
I think it's the 30th. Bet $5 is the 30th.
The deadline is
the 30th.
Probably the 30th. It's not telling me.
It's the 30th. It's the 30th.
Unless you're looking at it right now.
Nah, I'm just vibing. I know what the hell I'm talking about. It's the 30th. It's the 30th. Right. Let me type in NFL trade, and we got to go because it's almost game time. NFL trade deadline, but I'm
gonna be live for the games. Actually, to be honest, I'm about to actually head over to my channel and go live and just stay on and talk to all the mingling peeps and talk about the games going on.
I'll probably come through, drop something in the chat box, say what's up.
Yeah.
And also Landon Collins is also on trade block too. I've been seeing that Cowboys want to give up a 5th round pick.
I just heard some weird rumors that that the safety for the Giants, that linebacker safety for the Giants, what's his name? Collins.
Yeah, Landon Collins. Yeah.
Yeah. So I heard this rumor that apparently they'd be willing to trade him to any team willing to give them a 1st-round pick.
Nah, fam.
That's what they said.
Y'all hoes smoking and joking, boy.
Anyway. I mean, if it's the good Kush.
Yep. Yo, Dan, go ahead and plug your stuff so we can get the game day, bro.
Name's Lieutenant Dan. Go check me out, Unintentional Grounding on YouTube, and definitely go check me out on my social media platforms on Instagram and on Twitter at UNGR_show. And by the way, we have just opened up not only a new website, UNGRshow.com, but we have also opened up a Discord, and that link is on my Twitter if you want to follow that over and come chat with us about some football stuff during the daytimes.
Okay. There we go. And I'm Vash Lombardi, man. VOCHLOMBARDI on Twitter. Hey, man, if y'all want to like help me like a free don't cost nothing way to help me out, go to my Facebook and like and follow my Facebook page. It's Vash Lombardi's film session. Not Lombardi's Draft Talk and not the Vash Lombardi joint, but the Vash Lombardi's film sessions page. Y'all go like and follow that thing. All right. Hey, man, it's been real. It's game time. Go enjoy yourself. The Patreon is more important than food, water, and threesomes. Y'all hold it down for the Doski Woski. The Peasky Weeski is very much implied, y'all. Salute. Holla at you. Peace.
Peace.